How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Timber Talk Time. I'm your host, Jonathan Timber, and today's episode is about the TEDx experience I had with TEDx Greensboro. On August 23rd, I was fortunate enough to get to perform my original music on the TEDx stage, and I got to speak about the topic, which was audacity, or shamelessly different, audacious. And yeah, so in this episode, I'm going to tell you guys about how it came to be, maybe how I manifested it. You can say whatever you want. I know what I did, and I know things happen. So I'm just, the proof is in the pudding. The pudding right here. Anyways, yeah. So I guess we'll start in the beginning. It was a May, I want to say, maybe a day in May. It was warm out, and I just finished playing a show at Natty Greens with my brother Joel Henry. We have a group called The Good Watts. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram if you don't do that already. The Good Watts, and we play, cover music around the city, and we've been doing this together for a while now, and it's kind of built up a nice little thing. So it's kept us really busy, and I'm super grateful for all the opportunities that have come through it and from it. But yeah, we were playing at Natty Greens, downtown Greensboro, North Carolina, and literally on the corner. And our backs were to the corner. Streets over here. Trains over there. You know what I'm talking about if you know the area. Just literally got done with the last note. Right? There goes my hero. We weren't playing that song, but wouldn't be funny actually. And got done with the last note. Set my guitar down. Oh, well, it's right here. Set my guitar down on the stand, and I turned, and there was a friend of mine who I hadn't seen, my friend Dom, and yeah, he had asked me if I wanted to be, or if I wanted to apply for the TEDx experience. Excuse my yawn. I got my 10,000 steps in early today, so I'm a little tired. Actually, I did, but and yeah, so I was like, sure, yeah, I'd love to be on a TED Talk. And then pause. So at that moment, my brain exploded. I'm sitting there. He asked me if I wanted to do a TEDx. I didn't even know Greensboro had a TEDx situation. And so January 19th, 2023, I was putting together plans for my vision, and I was just like writing about people I wanted to write with, artists that I wanted to work with, connections and things I had to line up for my upcoming record. And I was talking about cities that I wanted to play in. And then I wrote TED Talk. And then, that was on the 16th, right? And then I wrote TED Talk. I don't know if you can see that. And then on the 19th, I was actually checking out a documentary. It was the guy from Superbad. I just drew a blank on him. Should look that up. I'm gonna find it. But yeah, I was watching a documentary on some therapy stuff, and I was just taking notes about communication and what things I envisioned. I wrote down like t-shirt ideas. And then I came up, because I said the TED Talk idea earlier, I thought of Spanish t-shirt ideas. I apologize for that. And I called it Teddy Habla. So yeah. The 19th, I had written on. Sorry, my security cameras just told me something was going on, and I was just checking that. Sorry. So yeah, I had written that down in January of 2023, and I'm not saying like manifestation is real, but I'm saying it's real. You know what I mean? Like, I've written a lot of stuff in this book, a lot of stuff, and a lot of this stuff has happened. And I've been super like transparent with it. Like here, I even say, "Hey universe, I know I'm terrible at writing, something I need to get better at. But I try to do it as often as possible, because I know that getting those ideas out of here and getting them into here makes space for more ideas to come through." And so yeah, unpause. So he had told me, "Yeah, man, I want you to, apply for it, and we'll see about getting you in there." And I applied, and I got in. And if I'm honest, I waited until the last second. As in, I knew what songs I was going to play for it, but I didn't know what I was going to say. And in my defense, I always kind of know what I'm going to say. But I mean, this is different. Like, you got to come prepared. It's a TED Talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and in my brain, of course, I also have this vision of me like doing a TED Talk. And as we got closer to it, I started to see, oh, I'm performing. And how do I tell my story? Through music and through, speaking. So I chose 4 original tunes that you can listen to on Spotify and iTunes. Just check out J Timber Music. And I did an older one called Know It All. And I keep yawning. I'm so sorry. I got to time my coffees out better. I probably should do these earlier in the day. I'm learning. So yeah, the first song I did was called Know It All. And it's a song about, it's the first song I wrote sober. And when I wrote it, I was afraid that I couldn't write music anymore. I thought like I had just gotten sober and I hadn't written a song yet. And I just felt like, man, well, that's it. Like, all my juju was in the bottle, And yeah, I picked up my guitar, and it's a super simple song, and it just came out. And it's a song called I Know It All. Anyways, it's a beautiful song. You should check it out. It's on YouTube, on Spotify and iTunes. And, I'm going to drop the links all over the stories and everything. You'll get that. The links will be in the YouTube description also. So yeah, I started my story talking about how, I, as a musician, have always had a lot of audacity. I always thought that everyone wanted to hear what I had to say. That's what most of us think, or we wouldn't have done it, right? From a young age, I knew that I wanted to be an artist. So I wanted to perform. I blame Michael Jackson. I blame Michael Jackson, really, because that was the first time I saw Billie Jean. Whoop! Billie Jean, remember the time? That blew my mind. I'll post up some cute little pictures of me thinking I was Michael when I was little. Yeah, I was obsessed. So I wanted to be a musician from a very young age. And I became enthralled with that, and my whole life was just kind of revolved around music, and with that, the audacity of thinking that people wanted to listen. And when I was younger, I was like 15, 16, 17, we'll say 16, 17, I'd go up and down Elm Street and just play the same song over and over. I wouldn't yawn because I was young. I'm old now, and I yawn all the time because I'm tired. Talking makes you tired too. Yeah, so I'd just walk up and down the street to the Greensboro. I'd walk out in front of N Club, Sin and Sky, and I'd just play for whoever wanted to listen, and Audacity, right? So then after that, I played a new song off of my most recent project, Drink the Music, called Dancing in the Rain. And I spoke about how I had dark moments in my life and I wanted to embody positivity, and I realized that like there were stormy moments and I just had to dance in those moments. Dancing in the rain, right? And so I then spoke about that and, the troubles that I'd gone through with my sobriety and getting to that point. And then after Dancing in the Rain, I did Sun Comes Out, because the rain, the sun comes out, right? I felt like I was killing it. I was just saying my little things, but I also tried to be, and I don't want to say I tried to be genuine. I was genuine. I had a moment with one of my mentors beforehand, and he's like, just be you, right? And I even got a little emotional because I couldn't believe it. Like, it's a TED Talk. I remember being in class and like pulling up YouTube videos and watching TED Talks or whatever. Like, we know what TED Talks are. It's cool. Like, learn something, cool perspectives. I always looked up to it. And so it was cool to, be playing my original music on a beautiful stage, and like, it was just awesome. It was awesome. And so I did Sun Comes Out. I spoke about the, I dedicated it to my father, because that song is about him, or to him, and how he instilled in me that, it's not gonna rain forever. And I feel like I'm a testament to that. Like, I've been through some stuff, but I just kept going, because the storm, you're either about to go into the storm. I think I caught this from a book recently, and it's a thought that I've had in my mind forever. But you read a book and you have that moment of reaffirmation. The name of the book is called Tackle What's Next. I will look up to see exactly who is I'll find that. I think Sean McDermott. No, he was he did the foreword for it. Anyways, Tackle What's Next. I'll throw that link and all that stuff in there. And he says, you're either about to go into a storm, you're in a storm, or you just came out of the storm. And that's life. And when he said that, I was like, man, dancing in the rain. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and look that book up real quick, because I don't have a guy that's off screen that I can be like, hey, could you but we'll get there one day when we have the big studio. If you notice, I kind of changed up the background because I just didn't want it. My studio. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Timber Talk Time. That was part 1 of this little part 2 series that we got with this one. And I can't thank you enough. Make sure you like and subscribe. The numbers are going up. Tell your friends to tell their friends. And if you're interested, Timber Talk Time Podcast at gmail.com, and find out how you could be a part of this. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Take care.